I found proof of what I believe to be a $1 billion XRP and coin scam. I think this movie mostly shows my point of view. I'm going to tell you things I found on the internet. Be careful not to sue me, Binance. I think things won't go well for you if you do that, though. If someone lost all of their money in last week's market crash, Mr. Binance has said that they will give them $300 million. Yes, $300 million is a lot of money. The problem is that their systems went down, and they lost close to $20 billion on their site. In the big picture, $300 million is not a lot of money. Things get even worse when you look at the numbers in more detail. Not many people know this, but every big market that lets you trade futures also has money set aside in case their systems go down and traders can't trade. If this happens, the users' accounts will be closed. Most of the time, this kind of security is used to make sure that users can get their money back. For big platforms like Binance, these are very large amounts of money. That being said, it's worth a lot more than $300 million, so why are they only giving it out? It's likely that they want to keep that in case they get sued or have other legal issues because of what happened. There's a good chance they think a lot of people will sue them all at once. Most likely they're only giving out small amounts to keep people from putting too much pressure on them. But it's not working, since everyone knows that $300 million is a very small amount of money out of $20 billion. A lot of you asked me in my last Binance video, how does all the money get spent when such a big event is messed up? There are many places where the money goes. Traders who win get paid first. Say you open a short position and I open a long position. Then I close my long position, and it's likely that you, the short seller, will get most of the money. In a normal fair market, this makes sense, right? That's fine and the way it should be. You win now that you know you made the right choice. What they are markets for futures. It should work that way. But what's people who opened short positions during the crash were also pushed to sell for almost no reason. This is what was wrong with Binance. A lot of people were leaving low-level jobs where they could have made a lot of money if they hadn't been fired unfairly. That means people who were short on stocks did not make money from this. Why does that take place? There is only one reason I can think of for that to be true. Binance paid extra attention to the few very large short sellers with their complicated trade system, so they would be able to make a lot of money from this crash while everyone else lost money. People who bought for a long time never had a chance. No matter what, they were going to lose everything. Few people were close to Binance or Wintermute, the market maker, but they still made the right bets on the market. The people who did this, called short sellers, also lost. They couldn't close their short bets and make money because they lost money on them. All of that money went to a small group of people whose names we don't know yet, but that's what I believe took place here. The money didn't just go to traders or partners who won. They also looked at exchange fees, the insurance fund, which we'll talk about more in a bit, and sometimes market makers and liquidity providers. We also lose money sometimes, like this time, when the market moves or the system makes a mistake. Now I'm going to talk mostly about the safety fund and the exchange fees, which have a lot to do with Binance. I believe that all of Binance's trading fee money should be returned to the users on October 11th. Don't see why Binance would want to keep any of the trade fees, since their website suddenly became very popular. Traders couldn't make money because they took away the leverage from short bets and closed out all long positions. We should all agree that users should get back all of their swap fees. During a big event like this, some sites charge up to 0.5% in liquidation fees. You might not think that 0.2 to 4% is a big amount. I believe that 5% of $20 billion or more should be returned to the people. It shouldn't be so hard for them to get this money back. The insurance fund, on the other hand, is the bigger amount I want to learn more about. In order to find out more about how big this insurance fund is, I asked Grok. He told me that it's probably worth $14 billion USD at the moment. I'm going to come back to this figure now. The insurance company from Binance is giving its users $300 million, not $144 billion as it said it would. Fund says it's worth. So why is that the case? Why does that happen? It seems like they should just take the whole amount from the insurance fund and give it to their users. This is a fund for emergencies. Do you get it? It's only used for this. They just went through the biggest collapse in the history of cryptocurrency. They have at least 700 million now, and sometimes even more, taking into account all the swap fees and bankruptcy fees they got during. We now know it's a lot more than that this time. People who use their insurance should get all of their money back, along with any swap or liquidation fees. This would show that they really want to make things right. They should even check out some of the traders who are doing well for possible insider trading. For example, those who opened 50x short positions right before Trump's announcement are likely the ones who started the whole thing. I think there's something going on with these people, but I don't think Biden wants to look into it. But that's just what I think. I know these people. I believe that they may have even put their stocks ahead of those of other short sellers on the site who were also short at that time. Things don't look good because of this. There's a lot more cash that Binance could give you, which you already know. That's why I chose to share this with you. This is why we shouldn't be happy giving 300 million to people out of the 20 billion that was lost. We need to know what happened to the other $17 or $20 billion. A lot of people also say Binance isn't telling the truth about how many times they had to liquidate. This also makes me think about a lot of things. There is also something very strange going on here if you go to my X page and look at the real Binance liquidation next to other people's liquidations. You can see that this is very busy. Now this is Binance and this is Bybit. These are all the numbers they gave for their closing. There are long and short liquidations here. As at the very top, you can see that Bybit had 2 times as many short sales as Binance. From the outside though, Binance had 3 times as many short sales as Bybit. That seems very strange. Why would someone with 3 times as many short liquidations as Bybit, but only half as much traffic? It doesn't make sense. You should know that Binance's long and short liquidations are very much the same. Then everyone else is clearly very wrong, since the short trade should have been making money by now unless they were using 50x or 100x leverage, right? There is no doubt that Binance was getting out of a lot more short stays than most people. Things are getting really strange here. You can see that Binance has a 59.19% long selling rate on this page. But look at those other people. All the way through, it's about 90%. Why does that take place? We need to ask some more things. We need to ask Binance some things, because they aren't answering them right now. They only want to stop the damage from things are getting worse, and I hope we don't sue them or look into it any further. People who use Binance but don't agree with what they're doing should now join my group and use an exchange that does the right thing by its users. The company I work for, BTCC, is now paying people who have been harmed by market makers because of this. One thing is for sure, Binance isn't doing that. Gets